2026 Lamborghini Temerario, twin-turbo V8. Ladies and gentlemen, automotive enthusiasts, lovers of speed, innovation, design, engineering, and the raw emotional force that only a true supercar can deliver. Today we are here to talk about one of the most important performance cars of this new automotive era. The 2026 Lamborghini Temerario. A machine that carries one of the heaviest responsibilities in modern supercar history. Because this car is not merely another Lamborghini. It is the successor to an icon. It is the replacement for the Huracán. And more importantly, it represents Lamborghini stepping boldly into the future while trying to preserve everything that made people fall in love with the brand in the first place. For decades, Lamborghini built its reputation on naturally aspirated emotion. Massive engines, violent acceleration, explosive design, and perhaps most importantly, unforgettable sound. The V10-powered Huracán became one of the most celebrated supercars of the modern era because it delivered all of those things with incredible balance. It was thrilling. It was dramatic. It was usable. It was terrifying when pushed hard yet approachable enough to drive every day. So when Lamborghini announced that the next-generation entry-level supercar would abandon the naturally aspirated V10 and replace it with a hybrid-assisted twin-turbocharged V8, many enthusiasts reacted with uncertainty. Some were excited. Others were skeptical. And many feared that Lamborghini might lose part of its soul. But Lamborghini understood the challenge perfectly. The company knew the Temerario could not simply be faster than the Huracán. That would not be enough. It needed to feel special. It needed to feel emotional. It needed to feel alive. And after spending time analyzing every aspect of this extraordinary machine, one thing becomes clear. The Temerario is not trying to recreate the past. It is trying to reinvent the Lamborghini experience for a completely new generation. And that is exactly what makes this car fascinating. Tonight, we are going to explore every aspect of the 2026 Lamborghini Temerario from design and engineering to performance, handling, sound, emotion, daily usability, technology, hybrid innovation, and the future of Lamborghini itself. So sit back and enjoy this deep dive into one of the most important supercars of the decade. Because the Lamborghini Temerario is not just a car. It is a statement. It looked outrageous. It sounded incredible. It performed at an elite level. And unlike older Lamborghinis, it was reliable enough and comfortable enough to use regularly. At the heart of that success was the naturally aspirated 5.2-liter V10 engine. An engine that became one of the last great naturally aspirated masterpieces in the industry. It screamed to high RPMs with terrifying intensity. Its throttle response was instant. Its sound echoed through tunnels like mechanical opera. Drivers became emotionally attached to that engine. And in today's world of turbocharging and electrification, many feared that experience would disappear forever. That is the burden Lamborghini faced. The company needed to modernize. Global emissions regulations are becoming stricter every year. Performance expectations continue rising. Competition is fiercer than ever. Hybrid technology is now essential at the top level of performance engineering. So Lamborghini had two choices: protect the past and risk becoming outdated, or evolve aggressively while trying to preserve emotional identity. They chose evolution. And the result is the Temerario. First impressions. The first time you see the Lamborghini Temerario in person, you immediately recognize something important. This car still looks like a Lamborghini. And that matters tremendously. Because Lamborghini design has always been about emotional impact. The brand does not build subtle cars. It builds rolling science fiction machines. Cars that look dangerous. Cars that create theater before the engine even starts. The Temerario continues that tradition beautifully. At the front, the car appears sharp, low, and aggressive. The new lighting signature is futuristic yet unmistakably Lamborghini. Hexagonal design themes remain everywhere, reinforcing the company's visual identity. The front splitter and aerodynamic channels give the car a technical appearance without sacrificing drama. Move to the side profile and the proportions become even more impressive. The Temerario looks compact, muscular, and tightly sculpted. The side intakes emphasize the mid-engine layout while also serving important cooling functions. Every line appears intentional. Every angle creates tension. The rear design is perhaps the most striking aspect of the entire car. The elevated exhaust system creates a race-inspired appearance. The diffuser is massive. The taillights are futuristic and geometric. The entire rear section feels mechanical and aggressive. Unlike some modern supercars that prioritize smooth simplicity, the Temerario embraces visual complexity. And honestly, that fits Lamborghini perfectly. This car does not want to disappear into traffic. It wants attention. It wants reaction. It wants emotion. And it achieves all three instantly. Aerodynamics and purpose. Modern supercars are no longer defined solely by horsepower. Aerodynamics now play an equally important role. Controlling airflow has become essential for maximizing speed, cooling, efficiency, and stability. The Temerario demonstrates Lamborghini's growing sophistication in this area. Every vent, intake, and surface appears carefully engineered. The front channels airflow around the body efficiently. The underbody creates ground effects for increased stability. The rear diffuser helps manage airflow exiting the car at high speeds. Cooling becomes especially critical in hybrid supercars because thermal management is significantly more complex. You are no longer cooling only an engine. You are also managing batteries, electric motors, and advanced electronic systems. Lamborghini clearly designed the Temerario from the beginning as an integrated hybrid performance machine rather than adapting hybrid technology afterward. That distinction matters enormously. Some early hybrid supercars felt transitional. The Temerario feels fully intentional. The aerodynamic philosophy supports performance, stability, and cooling simultaneously. And perhaps most impressively, all of this technical sophistication still looks dramatic. That combination of beauty and engineering has become one of Lamborghini's greatest strengths. The twin-turbo V8. Now we arrive at the heart of the discussion. The engine. Because ultimately, this is where enthusiasts either embrace or reject the Temerario. The new twin-turbocharged V8 represents a major philosophical shift for Lamborghini. Traditionally, Lamborghini engines emphasized naturally aspirated emotion, linear power delivery, high revs, explosive sound, instant response. Turbocharged engines often sacrifice some of that purity in exchange for efficiency and torque. Lamborghini understood this concern completely. So instead of building a conventional turbocharged V8, they engineered something far more extreme. The Temerario's V8 revs extraordinarily high for a turbocharged engine. This is incredibly important because high RPM capability preserves excitement. The engine does not simply deliver low-end torque and fade away. Instead, it builds intensity continuously. Acceleration feels savage. The power delivery grows increasingly violent as the revs climb. Turbo lag is minimized through hybrid assistance and advanced engineering. The result is an engine that still feels alive and dramatic. And then there is the sound. No, it does not sound exactly like the old V10. Nothing could. But Lamborghini wisely avoided trying to imitate the past artificially. Instead, the Temerario creates its own identity. The sound is deeper, more aggressive, more muscular. The twin-turbo V8 produces layers of mechanical intensity. You hear turbo pressure. You hear crackles and violent shifts. You hear combustion mixed with futuristic engineering. And importantly, it still feels authentic. That authenticity matters more than nostalgia. Hybrid power done right. Electrification has become one of the most controversial topics in the automotive world. Some enthusiasts fear it will destroy emotional driving experiences forever. But the truth is more complicated. Hybrid technology can dramatically improve performance when applied correctly. And the Temerario proves that. The electric components provide immediate torque fill. This eliminates hesitation during acceleration. Throttle response becomes sharper. Launches become more brutal. Corner exits become more explosive. The hybrid system does not replace excitement. It amplifies it. This is a critical difference between the Temerario and many sterile high-performance EVs. Some electric performance cars are incredibly fast but emotionally numb. The Temerario still feels mechanical. You still hear combustion. You still feel vibration. You still experience drama. The hybrid system simply enhances the experience. That is exactly how electrification should work in a Lamborghini. Driving dynamics. Straight-line speed alone does not create a great supercar. The driving experience matters far more. Steering feel. Braking confidence. Cornering behavior. Transmission response. These details define whether a car becomes memorable. Pricing will place the Temerario firmly within elite territory. Yet despite these criticisms, Lamborghini succeeds where it matters most. The company preserved emotional intensity. And without emotional intensity, a Lamborghini loses its identity. The Temerario never loses that identity. So where does all of this leave us? The 2026 Lamborghini Temerario is far more than a replacement for the Huracán. It is Lamborghini redefining itself for a new era. The twin-turbo hybrid V8 delivers astonishing performance. The design remains dramatic and unmistakable. The chassis is sophisticated and engaging. The interior is modern and premium. The driving experience remains thrilling. Most importantly, the car still feels special. And that may be the highest compliment possible. Because supercars are not judged only by horsepower numbers or lap times. They are judged by emotion, by memory, by excitement. The Temerario creates excitement. It creates theater. It creates adrenaline. It proves Lamborghini understands something fundamental about performance cars. The future does not need to abandon emotion. It simply needs to reinvent it. The Temerario may not sound exactly like the Lamborghinis of the past. It may not deliver emotion in precisely the same way. But it absolutely delivers emotion. And in today's automotive world, that achievement deserves enormous respect. The 2026 Lamborghini Temerario is aggressive, technologically ambitious, visually outrageous, ferociously fast, and unmistakably Lamborghini. Thank you.